against, I believe it's Ian Carle playing Imperial Painter.
Now, ultimately, this deck is winning with Grindstone plus with Painter Servant in the majority of the games, though in some games you do lock out your opponent with Blood Moons, and then you can win arbitrarily with creatures like Phyrexian Revoker, even main deck Simian Spirit Guides can be cast and just kill people with, so you're either comboing out as fast as possible or locking someone and then winning kind of arbitrarily from that point.
Yeah, with some sort of nonsense creature. Ian is on 6 cards, so he's going to play an Ancient Tomb and a Painter Servant, so if Costa didn't know what he was doing before, he certainly does know now. This is a tough matchup for Delver decks.
Yep. I mean, the openings of a fast Blood Moon are hard to beat, and this is a deck that's a combo deck with a bunch of main deck Red Elemental Blasts against a deck that really only has blue counter spells to prevent it from getting comboed out.
Will the Painter resolve? Does Costa have a copy of Force of Will? Looks like he does have a copy of Force of Will. I think he's deciding if he wants to counter it or not.
Play draw is also very important in this matchup because Daze is a swing card in a big way depending on whether or not the Team or Delver player is on the play or on the draw.
Absolutely. Costa taking a long look at things about what to Force of Will. He will Force of Will, removing a Stifle. So Painter Servant has been taken care of. It is that good of a threat on turn 1.
And often these decks have one big play and then a lot of nonsense and a lot of setup. So using your counter spells aggressively on the combo pieces and hoping that they, the Imperial Painter deck or the similar style decks, just die with a bunch of dead cards in their hand. Pretty classic strategy for Delver decks.
Polluted Delta will be sacrificed here. Costa going to search up a tropical island as we are underway here in round number 8. Now there's Nimble Mongoose. And we'll head back Ian's way. Remember, Carle did mulligan to 6 this game. Play a copy of Lotus Petal. Ancient Tomb will be tapped down at 16 he goes. This is another copy of Painter Servant. Playing the Petal smart there, looking to play around Daze.
And from here, a Grindstone is a kill.
Servant is in. Blue is the name. Pass the turn back. Costa's going to draw.
The unfortunate thing from the Painter side of the matchup is this is one of the few combo decks in Legacy where Lightning Bolt is a piece of interaction. Yeah. You can kill Painter Servant with it. I think Costa's picked up a Chain Lightning.
I'd say if Lightning Bolt's good, Chain Lightning's good too.
It'll also play.
Chain Lightning will be picked up. Costa going to sacrifice the Bloodstrand very quickly. We're going to have a volcanic island here in just a moment. There it is. And Chain Lightning will be going towards that Painter Servant in a moment as well, you have to imagine. Got to get that stupid thing off the table.
And these decks play some funky numbers because there's a bunch of different combos woven in the deck and all sorts of different pieces, so you end up seeing things like 2 copies of Lotus Petal. Normally we think of Lotus Petal as you play 4 or 0.
Yep.
But there's some odd numbers in this deck.
Carle going to take a look at his hand. He'd like to leave his Painter Servant in play, so he's going to sacrifice Lotus Petal for red. And then he's going to use Pyroblast to go after the Chain Lightning. Daze will counter that. And now the Painter Servant is going to bite the dust, get that thing out of here. And now here comes the Mongoose. 6 cards in the graveyard.
Great opening here for Costa. A lot of disruption. Ian still without a permanent source of red mana.
Well, he just did find one. What's this going to be? Imperial Recruiter. Maybe that's Daze worthy. Yep, that's card number 7 in the graveyard for Nimble Mongoose too. Now Costa's got to finish it off. Picked up a copy of Force Will. Not a bad place to start.
Costa can still easily get locked out of this game.
Absolutely.
Blood Moon, Ensnaring Bridge. There's some really dangerous draws in Ian's deck.
Imperial Recruiter. Let's say he wants to search up. Could go for a Painter Servant here. A lot of options.
Something with 4 toughness would be pretty sweet.
That'd be good, yeah, for sure.
Wall of Stone.
I was going to say Steel Wall.
Steel Wall would be great.
Yep. Wall of Stone seems to be a bit much.
It's double red,
Yeah.
but it is
tough to cast.
It's super cool.
Yeah. Imperial Recruiter's on chump blocking duty against the Mongoose. Tough part here for Ian is every time, you know, he has to tap mana. He's got to take 2 damage because of the Ancient Tomb.
Yeah, so even Ensnaring Bridge isn't necessarily a lock because Ian will have to continue to cast cards and Ancient Tomb might doom him.
Yep. Costa going to play a Polluted Delta, pass the turn back. Carle will draw a card. Looks like he picked up a copy and snaring bridge for the turn. Now he's going to play a Painter Servant to lead out here. It'll be interesting to see what color he names if this resolves. Because Costa has a copy of Forest Will in his hand, and if Ian makes everything blue, Costa can just remove a land. So we'll get confirmation, and he named white.
Savvy.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing over there. That's important. There's an attack. Wasteland's going to go up to the Ancient Tomb. Timely top deck there by Matt.
Yeah, it would have been game over. 2-mana land and Ian's got it. Otherwise, he's chump blocking and probably done for.
Yeah, that was a huge peel by Costa.
Lightning Bolt would have gotten the job done too.
Yep.
There were some draws there, but Wasteland was perfect.
There's a Sensei's Divining Top. Pass the turn back. That means that this Painter Servant's going to have to chump block. Yep. Follow up is Tarmogoyf. Pass the turn back. Carle, 2-mana land. He does have, I think he's got a Snaring Bridge in hand. That's not going to matter. He's going to concede this game. Matt Costa's going to win game number 1 here over Ian Carle. Teamer Delver does win game number 1 over Imperial Painter. Close game there.
Exactly in Teamer Delver fashion. Just prevented enough of Ian's action, applied just a quick enough of a clock, and was able to just get across the finish line.
We will take a look at the sideboards here. We will start with Ian Carle and his Painter deck. I'm sure there's some nice funos in there.
An Enlightened Tutor, an Aethersworn Canis, a Trinisphere, a Tormod's Crypt, a Rest in Peace, Thorn of Amethyst, a Manic Vandal, another Ensnaring Bridge, a Koth of the Hammer, 4 copies of Firebolt, a Sphere of Law, and a card that I cannot make out. Perhaps you know this one.
Oh, poor penmanship by Costa again, huh?
No, this is on Ian.
Oh, this is on Ian, excuse me. That is Duretti, the Scrap Savant?
We got to bring this one up.
Okay, that's a goblin. That's a goblin. I know that much.
So I like the Ensnaring Bridge here. I think Trinisphere on the play is another powerful lock piece. Hard for Costa to get to 3 mana, a lot of cheap stuff. I think Rest in Peace is also very powerful against Tamer Delver, Nimble Mongoose, and Tarmogoyf.
I have a very deep knowledge of Magic cards. I'm almost positive Duretti is, it's from the Commander product.
Has to be.
Definitely Commander
With a name
product.
like that,
Yep.
Gotta be. It's either from Legends or a Commander product.
Yep. We're gonna bring it up for you guys. We're gonna go over Costa's sideboard really quick here with the 2 Dismember, a Submerge, 2 Spell Snare, 1 Corrosion Grip, 1 Ancient Grudge, 1 Flusterstorm, 2 Rough Tumble, a Life from the Loam and Pithy Needle, 2 Pyroblast, 1 Blue Elemental Blast, and truly horrible penmanship.
I like the blasts, the needles here. The spell snares are nice as they can handle Painter Servant. I think the 2 copies of Dismember can come in as additional removal spells. Counter spells, artifact removal, creature removal.
It looks like we have Duretti. We do. Boom.
Oh, this is the second Planeswalker we've had on camera that could be
Commander
your
product.
commander.
All right, let's take a look. 4 mana, 3 loyalty, +2. Discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. Okay?
Okay.
-2, sacrifice an artifact. If you do, return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield, so it's like a welder. And then -10, you get an emblem with, I wonder if we have this emblem. Whenever an artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, return that card to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. Interesting.
All right, whatever. I'm not going to speculate what that's. I mean, it's an additional welder that can't be bolted, I guess. I don't know. It's
Good.
probably in there for slightly longer matchups, just like the Koth.
You know, if we don't have the emblem, that means someone loses their job.
I know.
Nick, I like Nick a lot. I hope this emblem comes into play, because if we don't have it,
Someone's got to go.
yeah, that's just how things go.
Someone's got to fall on the sword for that one.
It's not going to be us.
Yeah, it is not going to be us.
Definitely not. We will talk very quickly about SCG Game Night. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this promotion by now, but we wouldn't be able to do it without you. That means the B here for May. Don't have a lot of time left to get it, but June, July, we've got some cool stuff coming.
Yeah, this is essentially your last week to get the B here. You see, this is the May kit. Every month we come out with a new pin and foil. We send out these kits every month. Stores get to run these tournaments however they want to, sanctioned, unsanctioned. Just get some people in your store for some fun and friendly magic. Too late to get signed up for June. Hopefully your store is already taking care of that. You see the bunny here. But it's not too late to get signed up for July. The Piglet token and pin. StarCityGames.com/game night for more information.
Just mising around in the mud.
Just hanging out,
Loving it.
playing around, making a mess of things.
Probably willing to give some beatdowns if interrupted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still not a hippo, but, you know,
know.
maybe one day. Or maybe not. Who knows?
Heredity Scrap Savant is really hilarious.
This is some of the charm of Legacy. Sometimes you get blindsided by a card that you don't expect to see.
Yeah.
which is pretty rare for me because I have a pretty deep knowledge of Magic cards.
Right.
I don't forget cards after I read them. I think that's the first time I've read that one because I don't have a deep knowledge of the Commander products.
And again, that's the second one we've had. Kevin Jones earlier.
Yep, with the Stoneforge Mystic Planeswalker.
Right.
That's the official name, Stoneforge Mystic Planeswalker.
You know which one we mean.
Yep.
I don't know its name. I don't remember, but you know what we mean.
It's Nilith.
Nahiri.
Nahiri. I was close. I went with Nilith. I was really close.
Yeah.
Both players going to take a look at their opening hands here. They're going to keep them. City of Traders, another
Uh-oh.
double land. Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Blood Moon, perhaps? Oh, boy. Matt, okay, he has the cheat code. He has Force of Will.
Yep.
It's very important.
I like Ian going for it.
You have to.
You know? He's got to have Force of Will plus blue card. And if he doesn't, you win the game.
Yeah, you're never mulliganing this hand if you're Ian. If he has Force of Will plus blue card, we get to keep playing.
Right.
If he doesn't, the game is over immediately. Costa had it, so now we just get to keep playing Magic. He'll start off with a Delta. He'll sack the Delta, go down to 18. Took one from the Force Will, take one from the fetch land. There's a Trop. Perhaps we'll see a Nimble Mongoose. Maybe some manipulation here from Costa. The Goose is loose. Get those beatdowns going. Carle will draw a card. Add 2 mana. Does he have a land to follow up with? He does. Means he's got to lose that City of Traders. 3 mana. Imperial Recruiter. Will Costa force this? Looks like the answer is yes. Removing a Brainstorm. Matt aggressively using counter magic here.
Well, you know, you either gotta counter that or you assume whatever he gets. And for a while, 1/1 prevents your Nimble Mongoose from attacking.
Yep.
So might as well counter.
Might as well get out of the way. See if Carle can rebuild. There's a Plateau. Here's a Rest in Peace.
Man, Ian's bringing all the hits.
Yeah, and Matt's got all the answers. There's a Spell Pierce for that. Brainstorm, Tropical Island in hand here for Costa. See if he wants to cast a Brainstorm now or will he wait it out? He's going to cast it now. 3 cards coming for Costa. 1 is a Spell Snare. 2 is a Frozen Grip. 3 is a Ponder. Not a bad Brainstorm there.
Yeah, but the shields are down. This could be an opportunity for Ian to stick a Blood Moon.
Yep. So Costa wants to keep here. Looks like he's going to keep the Spell Snare, the Tropical Island, and the Brainstorm. No Mog is going to come across. Still only for 1. 5 cards in the graveyard. And he'll draw. There's land number 3. That's a Goblin Welder.
Checking the graveyard real quick. He's got a Lotus Petal and no artifacts in play.
Yeah.
So not great.
Nothing crazy going on there from the Welder. Here's a Ponder.
Now, if he finds Doretti, then he starts looting, and who knows, you know, anything is possible at that point.
Got a little work to go to get to that card.
Yeah. Assuming he even brought it in, which, you know, we don't know.
Yeah, it's very unclear. And you're going to sacrifice the Bloodstained Mire in response to the Ponder. Looks like he doesn't want to give Costa something to stifle. Costa's seeing that Frozen Grip already. Put it back from the Brainstorm, seeing it again from the Ponder. See if he wants to keep or shuffle with this Ponder. He's keeping. Picked up a Wasteland. Hard to say no to that.
Yeah, a lot of Ian's best action is 3. So cut him off of one of his lands, and then you don't have to worry about Ensnaring Bridge. You don't have to worry about Blood Moon.
I like the attack there from Costa, too. Just the attack before Wastelanding gives Ian the opportunity to potentially make a mistake by blocking with the Welder, thinking it might be a trade. It's a small thing, but it's a smart thing. No Mongoose is now a 3/3. Enlightened Tutor in response here from Carle. See what he wants to search up.
At 3 mana, he's got a lot of powerful stuff to enlighten tutor for.
Yep.
At 2, not so much.
Especially without white mana. He's going to have to reveal whatever he does search up.
This is one of those matchups in Legacy where I think the matchup in terms of wins and losses is close, but who's ever winning is usually winning by quite a lot.
Yeah, I think
Either
so.
Costa pushes Ian out of the game and prevents him from resolving anything significant, or Ian locks Costa very quickly.
It's a bloodbath.
Yeah. But keep in mind, Ian does have a pedal in the graveyard and now has an artifact in play. So he does have the ability to get to 3 mana. Now, if he finds something to do with 3 mana, that's a different story, but
Take a look. Brainstorm here from Costa. Turn away from Frozen Grip among those cards. Looking to get a little bit more of a clock in play as Costa. Gotta like his position at this point, but with the right draws, Carle can end the game very quickly.
especially with a welder in play.
Yep.
Then that gives the deck a lot of backdoor ways to assemble a combo, or a lot of ways where even if Costa doesn't have a counterspell, or even if he does have a counterspell, it's not good enough.
Yep. Costa will draw. In comes the Mongoose. Down to 11. Follow up another Mongoose. Pass that turn back. Carle may play the Scalding Tarn. He's going to draw a card with the top. Now he's going to weld in response. So he gets to weld in the pedal, weld out the top, still gets to draw the card. So the card's in grip. There's a Tarn. He knows how the stuff works in his deck. That's important.
Yeah, this is a very, it's not a especially complicated deck, but there's a lot of fidgety stuff going on, especially once Goblin Welder gets involved.
Yep. See what this 3 mana spell is going to be. It feels like we got a 3 mana spell on the way. Ensnaring Bridge. Costa does have an answer in hand with Frozen Grip, not the necessary amount of mana to cast it yet.
Well, the other problem is that now Ian has the ability to weld it back.
Yep.
So not only does Costa have to be able to answer the Ensnaring Bridge, he has to be able to get the Goblin Welder off the table.
I suppose that step 1 is actually killing the welder.
He needs to find a red source of mana and a Lightning Bolt. Right now he has neither, and then he can worry about killing the Ensnaring Bridge. But for now, Costa's going to be sitting here for a while, and Ian has the opportunity to weld back that Sensei Divine Top and start improving his draw too. So this is, what we mentioned before. Even though it looks like Ian's got nothing going on, it only takes 1 draw for Costa to suddenly be in a lot of trouble, and that's where we're at right now.
Well, there's a top activation as Welder welded out the Lotus Petal, welded in the top, and Ian's sitting behind that Ensnaring Bridge. So Costa can't attack because of the bridge. All he can do is build a board, but as you mentioned, he's got to get that welder off the table first, and then the bridge, and then try to attack for the win. In the meantime, Ian gets to look at a bunch of cards.
And it's funny because Matt, stopped the Rest in Peace, which he has to, because Rest in Peace is very good against him, and now he's being undone potentially by this graveyard interaction. Just a lot of bizarre angles of attack in Imperial Painter.
Yeah.
Rest in Peace and Goblin Welder
Combo.
living together.
Combo deck. 2 welders now. This got harder.
Really bad news here for Matt.
Welded in. Saw this interaction last turn. There's a Grindstone. Costa has no counterspell for that. Doesn't really matter if he does because of the welders. And Costa's in some serious trouble right now.
It looked like Ian was doing nothing for a very long time. The first, Ian went for the Haymaker on turn 1, trying to push through Blood Moon. The Rest in Peace got countered. Ian was getting attacked. It felt like he had nothing going on. And now suddenly, Matt's in a position to, not only can he not attack right now, but he's not going to be able to attack for a very long time.
He's going to Spell Pierce this. That's only a temporary reprieve, though. Also, Ian can pay for that. He's just going to let it go.
Yep. again, he can always get it back with the welder.
Yeah.
And he may not want to tap his Ancient Tomb at this point.
Oh, Costa actually has he's got the open window.
Oh, yeah. Now,
That's insane.
yeah, if Ian had left the welder available and active the whole game, it would have at least required a bolt. But now, Costa's going to be able to do some big work this turn.
Yeah, it's not over because he has this welder to block. What you're going to see right now, you're going to see probably, it looks like a Crozen grip on the bridge.
Yep.
Which means Costa can attack with everything. And he's got a block there.
Yeah, it's lethal. I mean, there's all sorts of bizarre card types in that graveyard right now.
Artifacts and enchantments and who knows what. Creature, land.
I mean, if Ian blocks, he falls to 4, and he's still outside of lightning bolt range.
Yeah, so that's okay. I think Matt was really hoping he'd pay with the Ancient Tomb.
Yep.
Carle will draw. Gotta be careful here.
That was a very tough turn there for Ian.
Yeah. There's the City of Traders. You probably have to weld now, right? Because if you wait to weld, you can just stifle it.
Yes. Yeah, there's nothing to be gained by waiting.
All right, Costa's attack step. Nope. Go Weldon. Pass the turn back. Draw a card. Oof. There's a Blood Moon. Now it is Bolt or Bust. Flooded Strand the draw. That's going to enter the battlefield, but it's just a mountain. We'll see a little draw go action now. Daze the draw for Costa. Carle will draw a card. Another copy ensnaring bridge. It's getting harder every draw step.
Yeah, now Matt's in a position where he kind of needs running lightning bolts.
Delver of Secrets, can't cast it. Carle can weld out one bridge safely.
Get his top back potentially.
Yep. That's what he'll do here. It's funny, you know, I think a lot of people watching have heard about the power of Goblin Welder, but weren't around in, you know, the early 2000s, like maybe even late 90s,
Yep.
when this card was completely absurd.
Well, you know, even in its standard format, for example, where there was infinite powerful artifacts and the card did show up, there were so many busted combo decks in standard that Welder wasn't any better than, you know, playing with Replenish or playing with Yawgmoth's Bargain or whatever else you could be doing. But this card is incredibly powerful.
Imperial Recruiter was peeled. That search for a Painter Servant. Painter Servant's going to be cast now. Carle knows, Matt, you can't really cast any spells, so.
That's a pretty disheartening game for Matt, too. I mean, he had Force of Will, Spell Pierce, all of which tagged relevant cards. He was able to draw his Crozen Grip and got rid of the bridge for a little while, and it looks like we're going to be going to game 3 here.
And this is all part of playing against this deck. Painter named Green didn't want to turn any blue cards for Force of Will potentially. Going to activate top, response weld, get the Grindstone back because there's one of those down there from earlier. You can tell just watching Ian play. It's no mistake he's 6-1.
Yep.
He knows the interactions with his deck. I'm Matt's trying to figure out, is there any way he can get out of this? I don't think that's the case. You get to draw a card from the top. Pass the turn back. He'll mill you soon enough with the Grindstone. Yeah, and that's going to do it for this particular game. Grindstone's going to always hit. It's going to keep hitting green cards because of Painter Servant. That's the 1-2 punch. That means we're going to play a third game here between Matt, Costa, and Carle. Very well played game there by Imperial Painter player.
And pretty disheartening if you're on Costa's side of the table because his draw was quite good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good Teamer Delver draw with relevant sideboard cards mixed in. It looked like Ian had nothing going on, and then suddenly Matt was locked from multiple different directions.
Let's talk regionals, folks, because it's coming up Sooner than you think. I know you might think it's a little ways away, but it's not actually that far away. We've got a sweet playmat for it. We've got all the dates now, too, happening August 1st.
All over the place. We run these events, either states or regionals, every Pro Tour weekend. In the summer and the winter, it's regionals. You can see the venues are posted here all around the United States. StarCityGames.com/regional for more information. Keep in mind, of course, the exclusive playmat tied to this event.
The Ellen DeGeneres kind of Oscars photo, but we've taken it and put some of our creatures from SCG Game Night in the Creature Collection series. So you'll get this for coming to regionals. First 200 competitors. StarCityGames.com/regionals. More information taking place August 1st, Pro Tour weekend. So if you're not qualified, come play some Magic. Be your regional champion and enjoy yourself.
Opportunity for you to battle.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And will. I know where the store is. Uncle's Games in Seattle. Played regionals. Yeah, I played Modern States. Excuse me. I played Modern States. With
The
Burn.
old burn strategy.
Yeah, Burn deck. Did very bad. We'll never do that again. But I will play regionals. Regionals fun. Just play Magic's fun now. When you don't get to play very often, Magic is a delight.
I enjoy my, once every 6 months forays into competitive Magic.
Yeah, it's great.
Sometimes I'm skulking around Magic Online a little bit, depending on how much I'm enjoying draft.
Big Dan Teague.
Big Dan Teague.
That's from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
A masterpiece.
Never seen it.
Great movie.
One day. One day. I got so much New Girl to watch, I don't have enough time. So
Great movie, great soundtrack, great acting, great writing.
George Clooney in there, I think?
Yes.
Yeah. He's got a new movie out this weekend. My good friend George.
Have not seen the ads.
Tomorrowland is the name of the movie. It's like a Disney movie. It actually looks kind of good. But
Sure.
I've been informed it's not very good. I'll judge that for myself. A lot of people think movies like Fast and the Furious aren't good either.
Just a place and a time.
That's right. Show you what people know.
I have a lot of music like that. Movies, I'm a little bit more selective, but music, place and a time.
Mad Max is all the rage right now from the kids.
I've not seen it, but I am going to see it.
I'm seeing it this coming week.
I've heard enough positive things from enough credible sources that I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, me too. Even Evan Irwin tweeting about it today, saying it was a masterpiece. Looks like Costa's going to take a mulligan.
I think typically when it comes to music and movies, Evan's got pretty good taste.
Got some good taste,
We're
yeah.
usually compatible.
Yeah. No argument there. But I haven't heard of one bad thing about Mad Max, which is really rare nowadays for a movie.
Right.
For every person to say it's good,
It's very rare.
either they're all conspiring together or the movie's really good.
Could be both.
True.
Not mutually exclusive. Not mutually exclusive by any means.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Costa's going to take a look at his hand here. Remember, he'll be on the draw. He's going to keep it. We'll start off with a Tropical Island, just pass the turn back over to Carle. See how explosive Ian's hand can be here. Not explosive at all, just about and go. That's pretty tame.
Well, on the draw now with Days in the picture,
Sure.
on the inside of the table, he might take a slightly slower pace. Spell Pierce as well.
Looks like he's going to pick up the pace a little bit here. There's a Blood Moon. Spell Pierce. Hey, you better have an answer. Simian Spirit Guide, Blast Effect.
The Red Mage's Force of Will.
Good night.
Yep. It's been real.
We're going to play some turns here.
Checking out Costa's list here. He's got 6 bolts. And, 2 dismembers.
Yeah. I remember this from the middle of 2013 very well.
Well, in fairness, Ian has taken some damage off of the Ancient Tomb, 18. There's 6 bolts in the deck. Whatever. He's not mathematically locked out of the game.
It is not over in
It is
theory.
not technically over.
And Costa has 2 mountains in play.
I mean, Costa looks pretty confident right now. He looks like he likes his chances.
Yeah.
Just play it out.
Anything that you draw a card every turn. Druid Ancient Grudge, a castable card.
A castable card. Ian, you got an artifact?
He just searched for one.
Yeah.
Here comes the recruiter, in for 1. Goblin Welder. Gonna make Ancient Grudge really bad. There's a pedal. Here is a Painter Servant. We'll see what color it's going to name in just a moment. Bolt that. That's one less bolt to go upstairs.
Now actually, I think technically Costa is locked.
On an offer?
He needed all 6 bolts.
Well, he just drew another one. In comes the Servant and the Recruiter.
I think these Imperial Painters love the games. I mean, comboing out's great, obviously. I think they love the games where they lock someone with Blood Moon and then get to empty out the trash can. It's like, here's a Simian Spirit Guide attacking you for 2. Got an Imperial Recruiter. Goblin Welder's coming. Maybe Giant Battler to wrap things up.
It's like when you clean out the couch cushions.
Right, exactly. Just so much loose change.
Yeah. How'd this all get down here?
I've got $1.28 just coming across the table every turn. There's nothing you can do about this.
Costa draws the Spell Pierce. He can't cast it. In again.
Yeah.
Costa's down to 5. There's a Grindstone. Costa can kill that. Grudge your Painter Servant. Gone. It's the small battles that he wins. Here's the Grindstone activation. Turn over 2 cards. All right, pass that turn back. Draw a card. Costa picks up a Spell Pierce. Just playing his heart out. It's admirable. He'll play a Needle.
Playing's a strong word since he literally can't play Magic at this point.
He's got a Bolt, and he's going to cast it. Hiya. He's down to 2. Draw a card. Delta. Play it. Pass.
Make him bolt the Simian Spirit Guide.
Yep. Kill it.
Make
Down
him
to
bolt it.
1. Draw a card. Is another Bolt. It's a Tarmogoyf. Pass the turn back. The last one, that's going to do it. Ian Carle's going to win this match here over Matt Costa, 2-1. Imperial Painter will take care of Teamer Delver. I do admire Matt for playing out all of that game.
So,
I'm not kidding.
At the end of the match there, I was curious, who was the first person that was going to try to initiate eye contact? It was Ian. Ian looked up first. Because Matt doesn't want to acknowledge what happened. Ian obviously doesn't want to rub it in or whatever.
Yep.
So there's this pause, and then Ian looks up, and now they're talking a little bit.
The
highs
off.
and lows of Legacy.
That's right.
Who's going to make eye contact first after someone gets locked on the second turn?
Blood Moon. Ugh. All right, you win. But I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to make you go through this. You don't get the satisfaction.
Right. You want this match slip, you better take it out of my cold, dead hand. You are going to have to attack with that Imperial Recruiter for the last point of damage.
Well, he did.
Congratulations to Ian. 7-1. Now locked for the second day of competition.
Yes, sir.